Welcome back to Afia TV News tonight, and our conversation centered around Kenneth Okonkwo's prediction that no single candidate can defeat President Tinubu in 2027 elections. Well, he was a former presidential spokesperson of the Labour Party, and he has said that no single candidate can defeat the President Tinubu in 2027. He says the only choice before the opposition leaders in the country is a coalition. And speaking on the wave of defections by politicians across party lines, with political heavyweights switching allegiance to the ruling party, Okonkwo said politicians moving to the APC are doing so for personal gains. And he strongly believes that no one single candidate can win Tinubu in 2027 because in Nigeria, he says, we have entered into the unfortunacy that you will not only win, but you have to secure your victory. And he added that if the elites can come together like they did in 2014 to confront Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, they will unseat Tinubu in 2027. Well, joining me now is Barrister Chidi Ujoatumba. He's a human rights lawyer and a social commentator. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the show tonight.
Good evening, amazing Grace, and thanks for having me here.
Great. So, should we say that this is a gradual glide into a one-party system, especially when people who worked for the opposition party begins to, express fear that it does seem like the system has been so put in place, to favor the sitting president. Now, I was speaking to someone today and I said, do you realize the way that everyone now is, endorsing Tinubu? Villages, wherever. So it does feel like, people have been, I would try to use the word, monies have started exchanging hands, to make sure that 2027 is already a done deal. So tell us a bit of how you feel, because Nigerians are beginning to complain that this might very well be a one-party system, but why are they quiet?
Okay, Nigerians are currently now quiet because everybody is hungry. They think it's too early to start, campaigning and to start making plans for 2027. But the leaders and those who are in power, they don't think same. They have started putting certain things in place to ensure their victory, either by hook or crook, come 2027. But you must see the disconnect, okay? People are clamoring that there is scarcity of food. People are clamoring that food is very costly. The economy is very, very bad, okay? And people are joining a party that is, if I will use that word, if I will borrow from Kenneth Okonkwo, almost sinking. You understand? A party that is almost sinking, a party that their policies are not really favoring Nigeria, a party that doesn't have any plan, a party that, if you look at the party very well, you know that they don't actually have a good structure, okay? But people are running towards APC. Let me tell you, it is not because APC has what it takes to keep them in. APC cannot, on a scale of 1 to 10, APC cannot win any election, except if they have INEC on their side. APC cannot win presidential election in Nigeria, except if they have INEC on their side. If APC think that they have come to stay, if APC think that they are the political party of the moment, okay, let them ensure that we have an independent INEC, and let them stop telling their opponents to go to court. So if they do that, let's go to the pool and let's see the number of Nigerians that will honestly and legitimately vote for APC. APC does not have the mandate of the people. APC is not a legitimate, the current leader of APC ruling Nigeria now, the power that they are enjoying is not a legitimate power. I don't want to go into what happened in INEC or what happened in 2023 in the court, but it is being said in any mass language that it is not a legitimate government. A lot of things went into that election, which we cannot use the little time we have now to go through. But the campaign and joining APC is a situation whereby they can rig the election and do anything that they want. It is not because APC has credibility. It is not because APC is, garnering power. It is not because APC is coming out with economic policy that is affecting the nation positively. APC is not basically doing nothing. But you see one thing, because they are the political party in power, so every politician wants to join them on that side. Then on the other side, lack of internal democracy in the major opposition parties have not helped issue. So, in as much as we are looking at 2027, they shouldn't focus on Tinubu. They should focus on resolving the internal problem that both NNPC, Labour Party, and PDP are, going through. If they resolve this internal problem, I believe that they will be able to think of forming a formidable party or a coalition that will give them a run for their money.
Let's talk about it. People have been, said we're sitting in 2025 and these people are already projecting into 2027 and even very boldly asserting that Tinubu has no rivals for 2027. Yeah, but you're speaking now about putting the home front in order before they're able to fight. And if you know very well that the FCT Minister, Wike, I don't know if he's a PDP by day and APC by night sort of person, but it doesn't look like he's really in the PDP. Or do you think it's a machinery by the presidency to put some obstacles in the PDP? Because even we saw when he had the interview with the media pally that he had, we saw him defending Oboroweri and saying that, well, he had every right to support the president and to, have goodwill towards his governance. And days after, after the whole money thing that was found in Okowa, the fraud allegation, just as if you get into APC, you're clean. We see that there's a mass defection in Delta State. This is like a big blow.
Yes.
And people are already speculating that after the meeting with Fubara in London, there might be a defection there. So, but how do these opposition parties, which have already been infiltrated by the leading party, actually fix themselves?
Okay, let me answer. Let me respond to the first question you asked concerning the position of Nyesom Wike. You see, politics is all about interest. There was something that happened in PDP that created the version of Wike that Nigerians are experiencing today. The Wike we are seeing today is not the Wike that that we used to know. Wike has always been a member of PDP, sorry. But Wike went for to be their flag bearer for presidential election in 2023, and something happened. PDP have always been known to be a party that's 4 years, 8 years they will allow the North to rule, and then the next 8 years they will allow someone from the South to rule. But that arrangement was thwarted because of Atiku's ambition in 2015, and that was what led to Wike becoming the kind of person that he has actually been. So it is the political circumstances that played out in 2023 that gave rise to Wike. So what we are looking at now is how will which party is he going to work with or rather support come 2027? One thing you have to realize that Wike is just one man. Wike, the former governor of Rivers State, he is just one man. Yes, he may be enjoying the political blessings of the ruling party right now and also Tinubu, but that does not mean that Wike will continue to be politically strong to the point of winning or rather helping Mr. President to secure Rivers State 2027. If Fubara joins APC, wow. I don't know how we're going to handle that, but I don't know. But the one thing you have to understand is that the coalition effort should not be they should not be discouraged by this defection. Okay, 2027 will be between APC and Nigerians. It will be between APC and Nigerians. So, in as much as more people are defecting to APC, they should play to the mind of the people. The policies of APC are not working. Nigerians are still hungry. Food is not in the table of Nigerians, and people are still going through a lot. So they should play the politics of policy implementation and the bad policy that they have been churning out, because none of them have actually made things better for Nigeria. Then, when we come to this coalition, look, they say that desperate situations deserves desperate measures, okay? The political situation in Nigeria is a very desperate one, and we need leaders who know how to play the politics very well. Okay, if I am on the table where this coalition is being discussed, okay, I think I will be instrumental, because politics and election is all about numbers. Okay, now if you know where the huge numbers are going to come up with, okay, and you try as much as possible to use this opposition to reach the grassroots, you will definitely take this power away from Mr. President. Because the core northerners, like if you come Katsina Kano, and all the rest of them. They're a little bit shaky now. SDP is also gaining more members in as much as people are leaving to go to APC. Some other people are equally leaving to go to SDP. Like I rightly pointed out in this studio, SDP will be the tipping spear. SDP will do a lot of damage to APC, more than the entire other, opposition brought together. You see, SDP has something that it will introduce in 2027 election that if Mr. President is not aware or is not really making good preparation to counter that, it will sweep the rug off his feet. SDP is coming with a banger that will shock people in 2027, and that will be Northern votes. Northern votes. Northern vote will not come to Mr. President the way it came. It has always been coming because of SDP. So I am encouraging Obi, I am encouraging Atiku, and also El Rufai, because APC must surely go down. Let me tell you one thing. If after 16 years PDP lost power, and look at what they are going through, okay, and APC have been in power for how many years? 4 years and another 4 years, 8 years, and if they complete this current 4 years now, it will be 12 years. Right. The day APC will crash, they will make a loud noise and they may never get up. I'm being honest with you, because what makes political party to grow and stay is ideology and internal democracy. APC is already having problems. They're having problems of their own. So I am not, if APC is doing well, regardless of what we saw in 2023, if APC is doing well, if they are creating employment, if they are brightening the image of Nigeria in diaspora, if they are bringing out policies that will make our economy better. Nigeria is a country driven by energy, so you can't tell me that the price of oil and everything will be going high, and you're telling me that Nigeria should have patience, that you really get it done at the end of the day. This is the second year, if not the third year. I don't think this political party is prepared to lead Nigeria to the promised land. I don't think that APC have what it takes to take Nigeria further. If you look at all the indices coming out, either from IMF or from World Bank, you will know that they're deceiving us. Their economic policies are not working. They are not working. They are grabbing money and they are using EFCC against their opponents. It will fire back at the end of the day. It will fire back. Let me tell you, why did PDP fall? PDP failed because they were not paying attention to the plight of the people. And APC is doing the same thing. And you're telling me that they will not fall. APC will fall. And when they will fall, they will make a loud noise. I don't know whether it will be in 2027 or whether it will be in 2031. A party that does not have plans for the people, a party that is not competent, a party that, uses money to buy up all government institutions. It will not last. Nigerians are viable. Let me tell you, in politics, the Nigerian community is the most viable political community in the sub-Saharan Africa. You can't take it away from them, okay? You cannot take it away from them. You might use suppression and all these kind of threatening people and media and to suppress what is coming up now. But what this country will cook for any bad leader will be worse than what we have cooked for military people who we have eventually removed in power in the past. So what we should understand is that power actually belongs to the people, okay? The real power belongs to the people. The real power belongs to the people. And when the chips are down, when all the political atmosphere and environment is set on a pedestal where everybody can play fairly, APC will not win one state in Nigeria. I bet you APC will not win one state in Nigeria.
Let's talk about you encouraging Peter Obi and Atiku and of course El Rufai. Are you saying that there might be a merger there? And who do you think amongst all of them will be able to sacrifice their own interests? Let's not forget.
Okay, yes.
And these three people want to be president. So who do you think there in that game would want to sacrifice their own ambition?
Observation of facts is a source of knowledge. Obi, to my own understanding, not because he's an Igbo person, I'm talking about competency, I'm talking about character, I'm talking about a tested and a trusted leader who has the wherewithal not to be an Igbo president or a Yoruba president or a Hausa president or a Nigerian president. He will lead the nation further. Obi is the only person. But that does not mean that Atiku is not important. That does not mean that El Rufai is not important. All these people are important. And I know that Obi is a good politician. If time comes when it will be decided, he will put his foot very, very firm on the ground. There are so many political indices.
But he didn't put his foot on the ground in the last election.
In the last election, what do you expect him to do? When APC is in power, okay, they bought INEC and told their opposition to go to court. You also know how the court fared out. Let me tell you one thing, and I think
that's your area.
That's my area. This guy Okonkwo pointed it out. When INEC, let me tell you this. You see, INEC is the last stop when it comes to election, not courts. INEC. INEC is the last stop. So you might be doing your campaign, spending your money, traveling from one place to the other, making all kinds of political promises. If you don't know how INEC will function on that day, you've made a very wonderful mistake. You have to go back to the drawing board, and we have to ensure that all the necessary laws that need to be implemented and repealed in the Electoral Act are done. All the necessary amendments that we need to do are done. All the leaders of INEC, we should march on the street and ensure that they are removed from the office. Someone rightly suggested that the returning officer in Afia State, I've forgotten her name, okay? Professor should, in all fairness, should be the leader of INEC. INEC is all about competency. INEC is all about transparency. If we don't have, oh my God, we lost it when we lost INEC. Not even when we immediately, our INEC could be bought over with money. Do you know how much we spent? 40 billion naira. 40 billion naira. 40 billion. No results. We spent 40 billion to conduct 2023 election. We don't have anything. And Nigerians are not talking about it. They're not marching on the street. They have not asked this INEC head, Mahmoud, I don't know whether he's still there, to resign and leave that office. And so many other people in INEC should leave. If Nigerians cannot boast of an INEC that will give them the actual election, or rather a result that will reflect the vote of the people from the polling units, if we don't have something similar to what we had during the time of option A4, okay, we should go home and relax. Let us choose another means of selecting leaders, because if INEC can take this chunk of money from our budget and promise us all the kind of things, and at the end of the day, they don't have anything to show for it, is a very big problem. Once you have bought INEC, you've bought the entire Nigerians, because they are the ones that count the votes of this country. So opposition should not just be thinking of how to come together. They should be thinking of how to dismantle the institutions that APC have set up, which will enable them to come back into power in 2027. And one of those institutions is what? Is INEC. The second one is the court system. INEC and the court system should be sanitized. They should put more effort to ensure that INEC is sanitized. If INEC is sanitized, no matter what happens, there will definitely be something positive come 2027. El-Rufai is good. He has the north, okay? Atiku is also there, coming from the north. Two of them are big wigs when it comes to politics. Obi has the competency and the credibility, and only his candidacy can cut across all the ethnic group in Nigeria. You saw what happened in 2023, okay? So he is the candidate. If you bring out Atiku, he may not garner the kind of support and hope that we want. We want someone whose record has not been tainted. If you bring El-Rufai, El-Rufai has not been, El-Rufai past record in 2020, El-Rufai past record for the past 4 years when he was governor of Kaduna State, it's nothing to write home about, but that does not mean that he is not a political figure to contend with when it comes to election. You can remember his pedigree. Should I give you some of them? He was the one that went to court to stop Buhari from, saying that one of the notes we are using now should not exist, okay? El-Rufai was the one who convinced the entire North that it is the time for the South. In 2023, El-Rufai is the one who dragged this particular last president to court for so many issues. So El-Rufai has the political clout and the way with that to garner people in the North together. And you can bear me witness that right now as we are speaking, not all Northerners are kind of happy with Mr. President. Northerners are always, they love power. Power to them is everything. So whether their leader is getting it right or not, once they have power, things are moving. But once you take the power away from me, that day they will start shouting of marginalization. So that's Nigerian politics for you.
We'll have to stop here for tonight,
okay.
And of course have you again as we put our eyes on the politics of this country. I think by now everyone should be up and doing and know the developments and ask INEC the relevant questions. Thank you so much for stopping by, Barrister Chidi Ujoatumba.
We have hope. There's hope.
Hopefully.
There's hope.
And just before we go, here's a recap of the top stories. Governor Barr reaffirms commitment to education, receives University of East London alumni honor. On the national stories tonight, federal government to begin payment of 5-month wage arrears after April salaries. In business news, price of 50 kg bag of rice drops. And on the foreign scene, North Korea confirms troop deployment to support Russia in Ukraine war. That's all we have for you tonight on Afia TV News. and we streamed live to you from Enugu, Nigeria. Do follow our social media handles at Afia TV Official. And on behalf of the entire production team, I am Amazing Grace Ajayi. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.